Hello, guys. Top of the day to you all. Hope you're good and well. It's that time again where I take you right to where it's happening politically in Nigeria. I literally can't keep up. Another day, another politician going off. They all seem to be finding their voices right about now, calling each other out. It's amazing to see, really. Anyways, let's start off right. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. That's all. Let's go. Atiku, Okowa, rubbish APC over Muslim tickets and the economy. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and his running mate Ifeanyi Okowa on Tuesday took a swipe at the ruling All Progressives Congress, saying its decision to run on a Muslim ticket in the 2023 presidential election was the most insensitive decision to make in a diversified nation like Nigeria. They also carpeted the Buhari-led APC government for running the economy aground and making Nigerians poorer than they were 8 years ago. Atiku and Okowa, who described the ruling party's choice of same-faith ticket as the most insensitive political step, spoke in two separate political events organized in Abuja and Lagos. Okowa, who was in the company of the PDP national chairman Iyorchia Ayu at an event in Abuja, said, "I personally do not believe in the Muslim tickets. The reason is that there is diversity when it comes to that. Therefore, sticking to one faith is not a good thing to do, particularly in a troubled nation as we are in today. It's almost like going on to having the presidential candidate from the north and picking the vice presidential candidate also from the north." As a result of the ruling party's action, the Delta State governor said it would be difficult for the APC to win the presidential poll. So, the only ticket that can work for Nigeria is the ticket that do not tie election victory to either the Muslim or Christian faith, he stressed. The summit was organized by the Northern Christian Youth Assembly with the theme Unifying Nigeria, the role of Northern Christian youths and women. Okowa told the youth that with their support, the party would win the 2023 elections. He said the PDP had been receiving several defectors, adding that more people were joining the Atiku Okowa project. While commending the group for organizing the meeting to discuss Nigeria's challenges and the pathways to finding solutions, he advised everyone to prepare to vote in the coming poll. The PDP will win the election because many people have keyed into this project. We are receiving defectors in droves. When we say that the future is for the youth, it is actually from today. But the real truth is our youths, particularly the youth leaders, must be in a position to have a clear understanding so that they are able to guide others aright. This is because if you have a leadership that is not able to provide that true leadership of guiding people aright, and people begin to think in the wrong way, you create further problems rather than finding solutions, and we go the wrong paths. We are going to see bullying in the cyberspace of our country. I think that everybody should have a space and time to be able to think and make comments without being bullied. We need to do critical thinking, and that is why we are gathered here today. The topic for the event is key because it talks about unifying Nigeria. This is instructive because there is strength in our diversity, but that will only be when we are able to unite ourselves. If you're one of those avid listeners of V Media, you'd know this is when I come soliciting for likes, comments, shares, and even subscription to the channel. Please, let's keep this going. Thank you, and God bless you. Also, Atiku, who spoke at the Private Sector Economic Forum on the 2023 presidential elections organized by the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Lagos, stated that the APC-led administration had overseen a regime that had been responsible for a massive and regrettable level of unemployment in the country. Delivering a scathing assessment of the Major General Muhammadu Buhari-led administration's economic performance in a speech titled Nigeria Dresses in Borrowed Robes, Atiku said Nigeria had been consistently running on budget deficits since it came to power in 2015. He noted that the budget deficits were often above the 3% threshold permissible under the Fiscal Responsibility Law. Atiku said for the first time in Nigeria's history, the federal government paid more in debt service than it earned by spending more than 100% of its revenue on debt service. He said job losses, declining purchasing power, per capita income, and lack of citizens' access to basic amenities had pushed more than 90 million people below the poverty line and created more misery for the poor in towns and villages. He said, on Nigeria's current unemployment rate, the PDP presidential candidate said more than 23 million people are out of jobs, and that in just 5 years between 2015 and 2020, the number of fully employed people dropped by 54% from 68 million to 31 million people. This year, around 12% of the world population in extreme poverty, with the poverty threshold at 1.90 US dollars a day, live in Nigeria. Basic commodities are now beyond the reach of the average Nigerian. A loaf of bread costs 100% more today than it did in 2020. Farmers now pay more for a bag of fertilizer, if they see it, than they did in 2020. Noting that Nigeria could not overcome its economic challenges without significant reforms to restructure the economy and support the private sector to unleash its growth potential, the former VP said, Nigerian businesses were significantly impacted by business environment constraints and could not realize their full potential. This government has failed to demonstrate a strong commitment to private sector development, Atiku said. On Nigeria's economic growth under the APC government, the former vice president said Nigeria's economy was crawling rather than growing. According to him, Nigeria's GDP had grown at an average rate of less than 1% since the APC assumed power in 2015, compared to average growth of 6.5% in the earlier 7 years. Stating that capital had taken flight, Atiku said policy incoherence and flip-flops combined with internal security had continued to pose a significant risk to investment and output growth. The failure of leadership by the APC-led government is staring every Nigerian in the face as the country's economic, social, political, and security challenges persist and assume frightening dimensions, Atiku stated. That's the news we have for now, guys. See y'all soon. Bye.